Okay, before we go to the next question, I just forgot to mention two things here. That we can cut, if we want to make a front view section, we can cut from the top, okay, but in the horizontal, in the center here in the horizontal, or you can cut from the right, for example, but in this case you have to go to the center and make the section vertical. So I'll go here in the middle, okay, I'll find this point in the center, click, then okay, you have, but in the right you have to change the view, because this is not the right way of the front. The front is here, is not in the left, it's in the right. So how can I do? You have to flip the direction to make the front here, because the arrow, okay, show you that where is the front, is it in the right or in the left. So always the front here in the right, so you have to change the arrow, okay, and you have to exclude the rib. So you can go from the top and choose here and here, or you can choose the rib, you can click here and click here, okay, which is the same rib, okay, but you have to change the view to be in the right, okay, then you go okay, click okay, okay, then you go keep it in the right here, delete the previous one, the same thing, okay, then bring it back to the way, then you have to right click to break the alignment. So alignment, break the alignment, okay, so it's free now, the same thing, okay, so you can cut from the top or the right. The second thing that I forgot to mention, after you make the alignments, you have to make the tangent edge remove. So you click here and you click here and you click here, the top, right click, tangent edge remove. You have to remove all the tangent edges from the front and the top and right. Also you can remove it here, tangent edge remove, okay. So this is what two things I forgot to tell you about this question, okay, or any question. You don't forget the tangent edge, and you can cut for the front, you can cut it from the top or from the right. Okay, let's go to the other thing that I want to explain it to you. Okay, let's go to the classwork 7. We have, or the classworks, in the folder of classwork 6, I want to mention that there are many types of ribs. Okay, so these are two ribs, as we know, okay, and this is a rib also, okay, and also for this question, question number 9, okay, this part is also a rib. So the rib is a part that supports a cylinder, support anything. So it's not necessary to be a triangle. It can be a curved rib, okay. It has like 10 to 12 millimeters thickness, okay. So there are many types of ribs, so it doesn't mean that it has to be triangle or triangle every time. So this is a rib and this is a rib, okay. Now this is not rib, this is not rib. Why? Because there is an extrude cut inside this part. So if you have a rib but it has an extrude cut inside, it's not a rib, okay. So you don't draw it as a rib, okay. Okay, let's go to classwork 7 and see what else? Okay, yeah, also we have finally another thing I have to mention here, that okay, suppose I want to make a drawing sheet and I have two ribs here. This is rib number 1 and this is number 2. Okay, so if I cut it, okay, from the front, make a section. Okay, if I cut it from and I want to see the front view, okay, as you know that this rib is not included in the diagonal lines. Why? Because if we go from the top, yeah, as we know that the rib, okay, has to be, if the cut is from here to here, okay, we have a rule that if the cut or the section go through along the rib, okay, so we exclude it. So okay, so we don't do diagonal lines for the rib, unless in this case, for example, if we go like this and we cut it from the top, okay, we'll see another rib, but the cut is not along the rib like here. The cut is along the rib, but here is not along the rib. Okay, so we have a rule that if it is a rib and the cut is not along the rib, so we have to add the diagonal lines for this rib. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, so the rib, if I cut it from the top and the cut is going, let's go again. Okay, and the cut is along the rib, this rib will not be included for the diagonal lines. But here, if I cut it like this, okay, so I didn't cut along the rib, I cut just a part of it. So if it's a part of it, I have to add diagonal lines. So again, make a drawing part. Okay, I hope it's also okay, first angle. I have to rechange the name, as you know. Okay, first angle, apply changes, then drag the front first, okay, then the top, then the right, then the diagonal or the isometric, and keep it colored. Okay, we can add now the what we call it, tangent edge remove. So click here and here and here, these three views, tangent edge remove. Also we can add the dashed lines. Okay, now we can do the cut. Okay, now we can do the cut. Okay, let's do the cut. So we can cut it from the top or from the right, as we know. Okay, so view layout, and I choose from the top, so I have to choose horizontal. Go anywhere here in the middle, here or here. Okay, then click. Okay, now this is the way of the top, but he asks you that there are two ribs. He finds two ribs. Which one should I exclude? Okay, so I choose that. Why? Because the cut is along the rib. Now should I add this? No. Why? Because I cut just a part of it, not the cut is along the rib, just a small part of it. So I don't add it. Okay, so okay. Now go up. Okay, then I remove the previous one. Okay, bring it back. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is a rib, so it's not included in the diagonal lines, while this is a rib. Okay, but I added the diagonal lines for it because we didn't cut along the rib here. Here we cut it along the rib, but here we didn't cut just a part of it. If it's like this along, okay, we'll not include it in the diagonal lines. Okay, I hope that you now understand. The rib has a case. Sometimes we have to cut it in general. We have to exclude it, and sometimes we have to include it in the diagonal lines. Okay, when we cut a part of it. Only when we cut a part of it. Okay. Now let's go to the question number 1 and do some exercises. Thank you.